The trophy case at Jackson State continues to fill up. It's got to be dang near fill just after this one season as Coach Prime takes home the Eddie Robinson Coach of the Year award in the FCS. I'm going to talk about Coach Prime's impact and why it's so important right after the bumper. What's good people? Jeff Lightsy Jr. here with the Black Boss channel and Victory Formation. Thank you guys for tuning in. Be sure to hit the thumbs up button, like, share, subscribe, and the notification bell because we upload every single day. Now, as I said, Coach Prime has been named the Coach of the Year in the FCS with the Eddie Robinson. Oh, sorry about that, Coach Eddie Robinson. Eddie Robinson FCS Coach of the Year award. This is just a cherry, or it could potentially be the cherry on top of an unbelievable, amazing season for Coach Prime and the Jackson State Tigers. Coach Prime, honestly, breathing him and his staff. I'm not going to discredit his staff neither. Him and his staff and what they've been able to do in one calendar year. Coach Prime, you guys got to think about this. Deion Sanders was hired in September 2021. In September 2020. He didn't get to Jackson until December, January, because he coached his high school team through the end of the season. So he wasn't around, really for early signing period. He wasn't around a whole lot before January. They played a fall season by March, and they looked shaky, but they looked competent. They weren't great, but they weren't where they were going to be. And he made a declaration. He made a statement that during that season when they were going, I think they lost like 4 or 5 in a row. He made a statement at the end of that season. He was like, or during the season, he said, you guys better get us now. Because when our guys get here, when our system is in fully impact, when we get a full, real off season to implement our system, to get our players in, and to get our guys to believe, it's going to be a totally different story. And boy, did he deliver on that promise. Let's think about some of the things that he's done since he's been there, because he did just win the Eddie Robinson Coach of the Year award. He had the Eddie Robinson, the famous, legendary Grambling State coach Eddie Robinson in its 35th year. And ironically, it comes on the 35th year of the award. Think about some of the things he has done. Jackson State went 11-1, 11 wins, the most in program history. They've never won 11 games in a single season. He did it in year one, the first official fall season, 11-win season. They set the attendance record in the FCS, 42,000 a game. Think about that. That's the FCS, not the SWAC, not just, HBCU, FCS. So all of the schools in the FCS, all of the schools, they set the attendance record. 42,000 people on average came to Jackson State home games in 6 home games this year. 42,000, including multiple sellouts, which we topped 50, 55. In one game, they even hit 60,000 people. So that's also what he did. He also brought home SWAC Coach of the Year. His son brought home Freshman of the Year in the SWAC and the Jerry Rice Award, which is the National Freshman of the Year in the FCS. James Houston, the transfer from Florida, looks like he'll be a bona fide draft pick, and also won Newcomer of the Year with 15 sacks on the season, or 14 and a half sacks on the season. $30 million from Visit Jackson. The city of Jackson was impacted drastically financially by bringing in Coach Prime, Deion Sanders, over $30 million directly to the community outside of football. So this is what he's been able to do. Businesses that have sprouted up and that will never go away. YouTubers, bloggers that have sprouted up like myself, covering HBCU football, giving the attention, the media attention you can't put into monetary value. You can't put into monetary value, dollars and cents figures of what Deion Sanders has been able to do since he landed at Jackson State University. You can't. You can't quantify how much it's brought. Guys like myself have received thousands and thousands of views from you all wanting to know what's happening with Jackson State, wanting to know what's happening in the SWAC, wanting to know what's happening with Shedeur Sanders, with James Houston, with now Grambling getting Hugh Jackson. Ray Lewis potentially wanting to have a job, Ed Reed wanting to have an HBCU job. All of that buzz, all of that attention, all of that, starving for information comes from one man, and comes from one man and his team. One man and his team, and what they've been able to do, the product that they put out on the field. Because here's the thing: Deion Sanders in himself is a name. He's a businessman, not a businessman, a businessman. Like, he is an entire business. But if his team wasn't producing on the field, it wouldn't be much to talk about. If his team wasn't excelling and thriving, it wouldn't be much to talk about. If his team didn't go undefeated in the SWAC, win the SWAC East, win the SWAC championship, it wouldn't be a whole lot of storylines. But the fact that he and his son at SWAC Media Day, Deion did it in the spring, and then Shedeur, knowing he was going to play in the fall, did it at SWAC Media Day, predicted this on some Nostradamus and made it happen, is why this is such a big story. Not to mention all of the resources they have poured into not just Jackson State University, but the city of Jackson, period. A city that is mostly occupied by Black people. Shout out to you guys for letting me know that. This is beautiful. And we forgot to mention the Celebration Bowl is a sellout. Standing room only. Standing room only for the first time in Celebration Bowl history. It is a complete sellout. Mercedes-Benz Stadium down there in Atlanta. This is the Deion. This is what we call the prime effect. This is the prime effect. Literally the Deion Sanders Coach Prime effect. Period. Sell out the Celebration Bowl. All of these other things for Jackson State, the city of Jackson, for the SWAC, for the MEAC, for HBCU athletics, period, have been spearheaded by Deion Sanders. So this Eddie Robinson Award is well-deserved. Congratulations, Coach Prime. Congratulations, Jackson State. But all of that being said, this is a lot of bulletin board material for South Carolina State. Coach Oliver over there at South Carolina State, the Bulldogs, they're clapping it up. They're happy for what Coach Prime, what Deion Sanders with Jackson State has done for HBCU athletics, I'm sure. I'm sure they're happy with all the notoriety, with all the media coverage, with all the press, with everything. The credentials are filled up. They had to turn people away for credentials for this game. They're standing room only. Just think about how special that is. Standing room only for a Celebration Bowl, we're talking about 70,000+ people are going to be there. Over 70,000 people are going to be at the Celebration Bowl. This is how big of a difference, because this is year 5 of the Celebration Bowl, if I'm not mistaken. And in year 1, there were just over 30,000 people there. Just over 31,000 people there. This year, year 5 with Coach Prime, over 70,000. That means we've come a long way. And that is so beautiful to see. I love every bit of it. But congratulations to Coach Prime. And I'm going to keep this short, keep it on Coach Prime and him winning the Eddie Robinson Coach of the Year Award for the FCS. It's just another notch and another feather in the cap, another notch on his belt, and another trophy that goes in the trophy case down there in Jackson, Mississippi. Leave your thoughts in the chat. Leave your thoughts in the comments on Coach Prime, Deion Sanders, winning the Eddie Robinson FCS Coach of the Year Award the day after his son won the Jerry Rice FCS Freshman of the Year Award. My name is Jeff Lightsy Jr. with the Black Boss Channel. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at JLightsy7. It's Twitter and Instagram at JLightsy7. Shoot all your comments. Shoot me your DMs. I respond to all of them. And on Facebook, it's Jeff Lightsy Sports. On Facebook, it's Jeff Lightsy Sports. Thank you guys for tuning in. I'll see you next time. Peace.